All right, imagine this. You're standing at a crossroads in life, feeling the constant tug of external demands, the endless chase for approval, and the nagging sense that you're always just reacting, never truly leading. It's a familiar story, one Dale Carnegie understood profoundly. He knew that the greatest battles aren't fought in boardrooms or public squares, but within ourselves. If you've ever felt adrift, caught in the currents of other people's expectations, then this message is for you. We're about to uncover the simple yet revolutionary truth that turning your focus inward isn't selfish. It's the most strategic, powerful move you can make to unlock an unshakable strength, a profound peace, and a clarity that will redefine your entire existence. Today, we're not just scratching the surface. We're diving deep into timeless principles that will help you master your mind, direct your energy, and ultimately become the unwavering force you were always meant to be. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about building a foundation that will stand strong through any storm. So, if you're ready to seize the reins of your life and discover the incredible power that lies within, stick with us. You won't want to miss a single piece of advice, because by the end you'll have a roadmap to genuine self-mastery. Make sure to hit that like button if you resonate with this journey, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more transformative insights. The power of inner clarity. To ignore yourself is to condemn yourself to remain at the mercy of everyone else's opinions, perpetually adrift in a sea of external judgments and shifting tides. Without a strong internal compass, you become susceptible to every passing whisper, every critical glance, and every uninvited piece of advice. This constant susceptibility saps your energy, erodes your confidence, and prevents you from ever truly standing firm. Conversely, when you embrace and own yourself, taking full responsibility for your inner landscape and cultivating a profound understanding of your own values and principles, nothing external can truly shake you. This isn't about arrogance, it's about an unshakable sense of self-possession that renders you impervious to the whims and pressures of the outside world. The most resilient and influential minds are not built in the clamor of public debate or the pursuit of fleeting popularity. They are forged in the profound stillness of introspection and self-discovery. This principle underpins much of what we understand about true leadership and influence. It is in the quiet moments of self-reflection, when you strip away the layers of societal expectation and external noise, that you begin to truly understand your deepest motivations, fears, and aspirations. This process of deep internal work, often conducted away from the eyes of others, allows for the crystallization of thoughts and beliefs that are truly your own, unadulterated by external biases. It's about developing an inner conviction so robust that it becomes the bedrock of your character. When your convictions are born from this deep internal clarity, they possess an inherent power that resonates with others, drawing them in not through manipulation, but through the sheer force of authentic presence. Such clarity empowers you to speak with authority, to act with decisiveness, and to lead with genuine purpose, because your actions are no longer dictated by the desire for external approval, but by an unwavering commitment to your authentic self. This inner strength, forged in solitude, becomes the very source of your impact on the world, a testament to the profound truth that the more you focus on yourself, understanding and nurturing your inner core, the stronger your mind becomes, and consequently, the more robust and purposeful your life unfolds. Directed attention. When you deliberately choose to focus on yourself, you initiate a profound transformation, shifting your role in life from that of a passive passenger to an active, intentional driver. This isn't merely a poetic analogy. It stands as a fundamental law governing all genuine achievement and personal efficacy. Consider the vast majority of people. They live their lives reactively, tossed about by incessant distractions, easily bent by the unceasing torrent of opinions from others, and ultimately steered by the chaotic noise of the world around them. They effectively surrender the steering wheel of their own lives to external circumstances, waiting with bated breath for validation from others, for a clear direction to magically appear, or for a stroke of sheer luck to guide their path. This passive stance leaves them vulnerable, susceptible to being pulled in countless directions, often against their own best interests, simply because they lack an internal locus of control and a determined focus. However, there exists a rare and distinct type of individual, someone who makes a conscious, deliberate decision to turn inward. This person chooses to direct the powerful lens of their attention onto their own intrinsic thoughts, their deeply held beliefs, and their carefully chosen actions. It is at this pivotal moment that such an individual truly begins to shape their own destiny. The redirection of your attention towards yourself unleashes a miraculous unfolding. You begin to perceive with piercing clarity, not the elaborate mask you might wear to conform, or the carefully constructed illusion you present to please others, but the raw, unfiltered, and profound truth of who you genuinely are. This unvarnished self-awareness reveals your true potential, dormant perhaps, but now vibrating with the readiness to be awakened and activated. This journey of self-directed attention is not about navel-gazing or self-absorption. It is a strategic and vital act of reclaiming sovereignty over your existence, ensuring that your life is a masterpiece of your own deliberate creation, rather than a haphazard product of external forces. Control and strength. As you embark on this journey of inner focus, a remarkable clarity begins to emerge. You start to discern your inherent patterns, how you instinctively respond to pressure, the internal dialogue you engage in, and the way you treat your own aspirations and dreams. In this act of discerning and acknowledging these internal workings, you gain something truly invaluable and possessed by few: unwavering clarity. This clarity is not merely intellectual understanding. It is a profound insight into the mechanics of your own being, and clarity, in turn, directly leads to control. When you possess a clear understanding of your internal landscape, your thoughts, your emotional responses, and the flow of your vital energy, you gain the ability to steer them with intentionality. This control is not just a desirable trait. It is the very first foundational brick in the edifice of genuine personal power. When you cultivate this mastery over your thoughts, your reactions, and your energy, you progressively become immune to the pervasive chaos that often characterizes modern life. You cease to indiscriminately absorb the anxieties and stresses of other people, recognizing that their internal states need not dictate your own. Furthermore, you stop reacting impulsively to every single spark of negativity or challenge thrown your way, no longer a mere puppet of external stimuli. Instead, you begin to move through life with a profound sense of purpose, guided by an internal compass far stronger and more reliable than mere impulse or fleeting emotion. It is at this pivotal juncture, my friend, that your inherent strength becomes not just an internal state, but a visible, palpable force that emanates from your being, influencing your environment and inspiring those around you. This cultivated strength, born from self-mastery, transforms you from a reactive individual into a proactive force, capable of navigating life's complexities with calm assurance and impactful intention. The source of life. Ancient wisdom, echoed across cultures and throughout time, offers timeless counsel that underscores the profound importance of our inner world. As Proverbs 4:23 wisely advises, "Guard your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life." Here, heart is not merely the physical organ, but the very core of your being, your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your intentions. This sacred inner realm is indeed the ultimate source from which all aspects of your life emanate and flourish. It is the spring from which all your experiences, interactions, and achievements draw their sustenance. The logic here is undeniable and profoundly impactful. If your inner world is steeped in confusion, fragmented by doubt, or dominated by negativity, then your outer life will inevitably reflect this internal disarray, manifesting as chaos, inconsistency, and unfulfilled potential. Similarly, if your mind is scattered, flitting aimlessly from one thought to another without direction or focus, your results in the external world will mirror this lack of cohesion, leading to fragmented efforts and underwhelming outcomes. However, the transformative power of this principle lies in its converse. When your inner world is meticulously guarded, cultivated with intention, and steadfastly focused, your outer reality will astonishingly begin to reflect order, power, and a deep, abiding peace. This internal alignment generates an external harmony that resonates through every facet of your existence. Consider the remarkable life of Florence Nightingale. Born into a world of privilege and societal expectations that dictated a life of domesticity and quiet comfort, she could have easily remained silent and conformed. Society fully expected her to host lavish parties, make a strategically advantageous marriage, and gracefully recede into the shadows of conventional womanhood. Yet Florence Nightingale chose a different path. She listened intently inward, not outward. She felt an undeniable, almost divine call to serve, a profound purpose stirring within her soul that transcended superficial societal demands. It was this intense inward focus, this unwavering commitment to her inner conviction, that bestowed upon her the immense courage to step into the harrowing realities of war hospitals, to boldly defy entrenched bureaucracy, and ultimately to revolutionize the entire field of modern medicine. Her story is a powerful testament to the truth that when you nurture and heed the wisdom of your inner world, you unlock the capacity to bring healing and order to the outer world, shaping destiny rather than merely reacting to it. Attention and strategy. If Florence Nightingale had merely succumbed to the clamor of external noise, conforming to the prevalent expectations of her time, the world as we know it would likely have remained a noisier, sicker, and more chaotic place. Her radical impact stemmed directly from her unwavering commitment to an inward focus, which empowered her to bring profound healing and order outward into a world desperately in need. Now, the mantle passes to you. You, too, possess a unique destiny, a profound purpose that simply cannot be discovered by perpetually looking externally. This destiny must be meticulously unlocked from within, cultivated through introspection and self-awareness. The most formidable individuals you admire, those who have left an indelible mark on history, did not achieve their greatness through sheer luck or through the constant validation of others. Their path to eminence was forged through a deliberate and consistent practice of turning their focus inward. They meticulously identified what within themselves needed to grow, what stagnant habits or limiting beliefs needed to be shed and allowed to die, and what new, transformative aspects of their character needed to be diligently built. Following this profound self-assessment, they committed themselves to working silently, consistently, and with fierce, unwavering intention. This focused internal work became the bedrock of their eventual external impact. Therefore, the time to begin is now. Start by consciously observing where your precious attention consistently gravitates. Are you perpetually fixated on others, constantly comparing yourself or seeking their approval? Are you living in a perpetual state of reaction, allowing every external stimulus to dictate your mood and actions? Or are you diligently and intentionally shaping yourself each passing day, actively sculpting the person you aspire to become? The world is not in dire need of another individual striving endlessly to appease the crowd, bending and contorting themselves to fit into molds designed by others. On the contrary, what the world desperately yearns for, what it truly needs, is you, clear, sharply focused, and undeniably powerful. Your fundamental strength, your capacity for impact, begins and culminates with the deliberate direction of your attention. The very moment you consciously direct this vital energy inward, you cease being a mere passenger in the journey of life. You seize the steering wheel, take full command, and begin to drive with purpose and conviction. This strategic self-focus is the key to unlocking your full transformative potential, the power of inner nourishment. To genuinely focus on yourself is not, as some mistakenly interpret it, an act of selfishness or self-absorption. Rather, it is a profound and intensely strategic act, born from an understanding of fundamental principles of sustainability and strength. It signifies your recognition that if the foundation upon which everything rests is weak, if your inner core is depleted or unstable, then the entire structure of your life will inevitably crumble under pressure. This awareness is crucial in a world that frequently misunderstands the true nature of personal power. The world may quite often label you as self-centered when you choose to step away from the relentless demands of external engagement, to diligently rebuild and replenish yourself. Let them speak. Their judgment stems from a superficial understanding of true resilience. What they might pejoratively call selfish is, in truth, sacred. It is an inviolable commitment to nurturing the wellspring of your own being. For the individual who neglects to meticulously care for their inner world, to attend to their mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, will very soon find they have nothing substantive left to offer the outer world. We inhabit a culture that relentlessly celebrates the grind, often glorifying exhaustion and lionizing burnout as if it were a badge of honor. People proudly display their state of depletion, mistaking frenetic activity for genuine productivity. However, the simple, undeniable truth remains: you cannot pour from an empty cup. When your internal reserves are drained, when you are running on fumes, you operate from a place of sheer survival, driven by reactive impulses rather than visionary foresight. Your decisions become rooted in fear, in scarcity, in defensiveness, instead of being guided by faith, abundance, and bold conviction. But a transformative shift occurs when you consciously choose to focus on nourishing yourself, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. When you do, you begin to operate from an overflow. Your relationships deepen authentically, your influence expands naturally, and your energy becomes profoundly magnetic because your very foundation becomes unshakable. This inner abundance allows you to engage with the world not out of depletion, but from a place of generosity and profound strength. Built strength. The assertion, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," often found in ancient texts, speaks to a profound truth, yet that strength is rarely a sudden, magical burst. It is, unequivocally, built, just like a robust piece of steel, meticulously forged in the intense heat of a roaring fire. Your inner power grows incrementally through consistent challenge, dedicated repetition, and unwavering intentionality. True strength is not something you passively wait to feel, as if it were a fleeting emotion that might grace you with its presence. On the contrary, it is something you actively create, day by day, through a series of consistent choices and deliberate actions. It is the result of diligently training your mind, conditioning your responses to life's inevitable challenges, and resolutely refusing to succumb to the siren call of distraction and instant gratification. This deliberate and persistent cultivation is precisely how unwavering focus transforms into your most potent weapon. Consider the remarkable journey of George Washington Carver. He was not born into privilege or handed a position of power. Instead, he metaphorically built his throne with the very dirt beneath his feet. Born into the brutal reality of slavery, with virtually no access to formal education, he rose against all odds to become a scientific innovator of unparalleled brilliance and a veritable force of nature in the field of agriculture. His ascendancy was not because the world magically cleared a path for him. It was because he painstakingly created his own path. He judiciously invested his precious energy into acquiring knowledge, dedicating himself to learning and discovery. He carefully preserved his vital energy for acts of profound creation, meticulously avoiding the corrosive trap of complaint or self-pity. Because he maintained an unyielding focus on personal growth and contribution, the world, in its own time, had no choice but to take notice of his extraordinary achievements. You must emulate this powerful principle. Every single day, you are presented with two fundamental choices: either to scatter your invaluable energy outward, fruitlessly attempting to be everything for everyone and diffusing your potential, or to consciously direct your energy inward, fortifying the very core of the person who possesses the singular capacity to impact everything that truly matters. The deliberate choice to build internal strength is the cornerstone of all lasting external impact. Sacred focus. When you commit to training your physical body, you are not merely building muscle fiber, you are more profoundly cultivating discipline. This rigorous process teaches you consistency, perseverance, and the power of incremental progress. Similarly, when you engage in the act of reading, you are not simply consuming isolated facts. You are actively expanding the very boundaries of your mental world, broadening your perspectives and deepening your understanding. And when you exercise the courage to say no to something that demonstrably drains your energy, distracts your attention, or pulls you away from your core purpose, you are simultaneously saying a resounding yes to something that genuinely builds you up, strengthens your resolve, and propels you toward your highest potential. This principle underscores a crucial truth. Focus is not a selfish act. It is the sacred stewardship of your profound potential. Let there be no misunderstanding. This path of deliberate self-focus and inward cultivation is decidedly not an easy one. The cacophony of distractions will scream for your attention at every turn, attempting to derail your efforts. People, even those well-meaning, may express doubt, question your choices, or simply fail to comprehend your commitment. The insidious grip of guilt may attempt to creep in, whispering that you are neglecting others or being overly self-absorbed. But it is vital to ingrain this truth into your very core. Greatness invariably demands a period of strategic separation before it permits elevation. You simply cannot ascend to your highest potential while perpetually entangled in the myriad demands and expectations of everything and everyone around you. True, strategic focus necessitates the establishment of clear, firm boundaries. These boundaries are not barriers of exclusion, but rather sacred lines drawn to protect your precious energy and time. It is within these defined boundaries, in the protected space you create for intentional self-development, that true strength is born and nurtured. Your life is analogous to a fertile field. You have the sovereign choice to sow seeds of aimless distraction, or you can consciously choose to sow seeds of profound destiny. The harvest you ultimately receive, the life you build, depends entirely on where you choose to pour your invaluable time, vital energy, and focused attention. Therefore, plant wisely, guard your ground diligently. Water the roots of your mind with unwavering intention, because the moment you cease attempting to fix every external problem and instead begin to focus relentlessly on what lies within yourself, you will discover an undeniable truth. You become unstoppable. Focus is not a limitation. It is the absolute key to multiplication. Use it wisely, let it guide you, because through its unwavering power, your true greatness walks forth into the world. Sowing and reaping. Most individuals navigate their lives by perpetually facing outward, expending immense amounts of precious energy, attempting to fix others, tirelessly engaging in arguments they can never truly win, or endlessly chasing after the fleeting applause of the crowd. They meticulously measure their inherent value by external reactions, pouring their invaluable time and effort into trying to shape opinions that, truthfully, were never theirs to control or even influence in the first place. This outward orientation, while common, is ultimately a path to exhaustion and profound disappointment. Yet there exists a liberating truth. Though it may initially feel uncomfortable, the only person you can genuinely change is yourself. Real, lasting transformation does not commence with the world bending to your will. It begins unequivocally with a profound commitment to self-mastery. Imagine standing resolute in the midst of a violent storm. The winds howl relentlessly, the rain beats down with unyielding force, and the thunder echoes ominously. In this scenario, you possess no power to silence the thunder or miraculously calm the raging sky. However, what you can do, what lies entirely within your sphere of influence, is to build a ship. And not just any ship, but one strong enough, resilient enough, and purposefully crafted to carry you safely through the tempest. That metaphorical ship in the context of your life is your mind, and the robust materials from which it is meticulously constructed are unwavering focus, unwavering discipline, and crystal clear inner clarity. You cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, control the relentless chaos that often swirls outside your being. But what you can and must conquer is the chaos that often arises within. Ancient texts provide a timeless blueprint. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The world's prevailing pattern dictates: react impulsively, retaliate defensively, respond to noise with even more noise, amplifying the discord. But genuine transformation demands that you engage in a daily, intentional, and persistent process of renewal. You do not simply drift into clarity, you must focus yourself into it. Consider the monumental life of Harriet Tubman, a living testament to the unparalleled power of internal mastery. She did not seek permission. She did not wait for the applause or approval of the world. She listened intently inward, trusting divine whispers far more than public opinion. And because she mastered herself, her fear, her focus, her faith, she became the beacon that led countless others to freedom. She walked through unimaginable danger, yet her spirit, trained and fortified in solitude, remained unshakable. That is precisely what you must become, a leader, not because you crave attention, but because the inner fire you meticulously cultivate illuminates the path for others, guiding them through their own darkness, protecting your focus. Your true battle is not with the external world or with other people. It is a profound internal struggle against the pervasive noise within you. It is a battle against the insidious self-doubt that whispers limiting beliefs, against the paralyzing fear of rejection that holds you captive, and against the addictive craving for external praise that can shrink your true self. You must, with fierce resolve, break these chains, for they are indeed chains. Make no mistake, distraction subtly urges you to endlessly scroll instead of diligently study. Doubt insidiously tells you to quit before you even begin, stealing your momentum. and the desperate need for external validation demands that you shrink your voice, diminish your truth until others finally deign to approve. But unwavering focus tells an entirely different, far more empowering story. Focus gently whispers, "Go inward." Focus extends a powerful invitation for you to silence the chaotic outer world, not to retreat permanently, but specifically so that you can profoundly strengthen your inner world. And here lies the beautiful, transformative result. When you achieve mastery over yourself, over your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you begin to move through the world differently. You will walk into rooms with an energy that subtly, yet powerfully, shifts the entire atmosphere. This isn't because you are loud or demanding. It is because you are deeply anchored, possessing an unshakable core. You carry a quiet strength within you that can calm the storms brewing in everyone else. You no longer desperately chase peace. You bring it with you wherever you go. You don't seek clarity from external sources. You are it, a beacon of unwavering insight. This is the profound output of consistent focus. It bestows upon you dominion, not over others, but over the only battlefield that truly matters, your own mind. And from that hard-won dominion, you gain the genuine power to influence, not through overt force or coercive tactics, but through the sheer magnetic power of your authentic presence, not through chaotic noise, but through profound internal alignment. Therefore, cease exhausting your precious life force trying to change what is fundamentally not yours to change. Withdraw your invaluable energy from the corrosive habits of criticism, the debilitating trap of comparison, and the endless churn of external chaos. Instead, wisely reinvest it into mastery of yourself. Meticulously learn your own patterns of thought and behavior. Diligently study your thoughts, understanding their origins and implications, and with courage and conviction, rewrite your limiting beliefs. For the higher, more powerful version of you isn't some distant entity located out there in the world. It is already residing inside you, patiently waiting to be disciplined, strategically directed, and powerfully deployed. Let your mind become the unshakable ship that sails steadily through every storm, its compass firmly set on its true north. Let unwavering focus be your guiding light and allow genuine transformation to begin, not someday, but today. Focusing on yourself is not a fleeting phase. It is, in its most profound sense, a lifestyle. It is not something you merely engage in when motivation happens to be high or a temporary season you pass through before reverting to old habits. Rather, it is an unwavering commitment to excellence, a disciplined practice repeated diligently every single day, irrespective of external circumstances or internal moods. The very moment you cease this intentional focus, a subtle but insidious drift begins, and this drift is cunningly subtle. It disguises itself as rest, as ease, as a return to normalcy, but beneath its deceptive surface, you are slowly, imperceptibly surrendering your clear direction, losing your purposeful momentum. Your mind, much like any muscle in your body, demands consistent training and rigorous exercise. Left unattended, it inevitably reverts to weakness. It falls prey to the relentless pull of distraction. It slowly forgets its vital mission. That is precisely why profound focus is not something you miraculously find once and possess forever. It is something you meticulously forge every single day through conscious effort. Discipline is not a form of punishment. It is, more accurately, an essential protection. It vigilantly guards your deepest purpose from the insidious erosion of complacency and external pressures. As ancient wisdom reminds us, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but later it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. The desired harvest does not manifest immediately. It does not arrive with a fanfare of applause, but it unfailingly comes to those who persistently commit, to those who diligently build even when it feels as though nothing tangible is changing, to those who meticulously sharpen their minds while others succumb to sleep and inaction. You are not merely chasing fleeting success. You are actively shaping a legacy. And a legacy is not crafted in one grand, momentous event. It is painstakingly built in the quiet, in the consistency of your routines, in the daily disciplines that compound exponentially over time. The strongest structures do not miraculously rise overnight. They are anchored deeply, reinforced tirelessly by habit, and elevated steadily by unwavering consistency. Consider the prime example of Wilbur and Orville Wright. They were not born with wings or an innate ability to fly. They painstakingly earned them. Through years of relentless trial, repeated crashes, and countless disheartening setbacks, they did not stumble into the miracle of flight. They meticulously disciplined themselves into it. Each apparent failure served as a profound lesson. Each attempt meticulously refined their understanding and their design. While the world remained steeped in doubt, they diligently built. While critics relentlessly mocked their audacious endeavors, they tirelessly studied. And precisely because they chose focus as an inviolable lifestyle, they ultimately achieved the impossible. You must emulate this powerful approach. Discipline cannot be a mere mood that comes and goes. It must transform into a method, a fundamental code, a system you live by, whether you feel like it or not. Build daily, not merely when it is convenient or inspiring. Think sharply, even when your mind instinctively wants to wander aimlessly. Live intentionally, even when routine threatens to lull you into apathy. Set your alarm with profound purpose. Begin your day with crystal clarity. Attack your tasks with the conviction that they genuinely matter, because they unequivocally do. Every choice you make is a potent seed. Every action you take is a vital brick. And the stronger your unwavering focus, the greater and more enduring the structure you will ultimately build. Your future does not require more intensity and sporadic bursts. It desperately needs more consistency. The occasional sprint, no matter how fervent, cannot outperform the steady, persistent marathoner. True success does not ask who ran hardest, it asks who lasted longest. And the ones who last are precisely those who make discipline their constant companion, not their occasional fleeting guest. So keep your eyes firmly fixed on your mission. When distraction inevitably calls, remember your profound vision. When fatigue whispers its seductive lies, remember your unwavering why. When temptation offers tempting shortcuts, remember your unyielding standard. And never, under any circumstances, allow the noise of the world to shake your profound discipline. The world will relentlessly attempt to lure you into passivity, into simply drifting along with the current. But you were not made to drift. You were made to drive, every single day, through every meticulously cultivated habit, through every intentional mindset adjustment. It all accumulates. Focus is not merely a tool, it is a profound lifestyle. Choose it, live it, repeat it, until the powerful future you are meticulously building becomes the undeniable life you are authentically living.